listening to Goof on Radio with Rich Giordano.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
There has been and is an existing presence, an ET presence. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to change reality.
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight, that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
Goof on Radio.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Goof on Radio with Rich Giordano.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Goof on Radio.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
You're listening to Goof on Radio with Rich Giordano.
All right. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. Welcome to the Midnight Edition. That's right, kids. Snuggle up close to your monitor. Get real close to that speaker. And let's feel the vibration after midnight on Goof On. That's right. We're coming to you live. Yeah, we did 2 shows in 4 hours. Well, not yet. 2 shows in 2. Well, we usually do 1 a day anyway. Well, glad you could be here for part 2 of the best ufology has to offer. And when we left off last time, we were getting into, what does it matter? I think I was creeping up on Gary Nolan. I was getting ready to talk about him. And the P is not for professor. I want to thank Jeanette for the $12.14 on the PayPal. And that came about an hour after the show ended, and I was already out and about. So I wanted to say, grazie. Grazie. Mucho gusto generoso. And she's here tonight with another £5, 5 quid super sticker. This time, she's doing it live. Oh, she did it earlier. I don't know. I'm just trying to come up with something new. Never works out when I try too hard. Jeanette, thank you very much for being a continuing supporter of Goof On. That's right, you can help support the show the same way. Super Chat, Super Sticker, PayPal, Cash App. All the links are in the show description. You guys know what to do. You're professionals. You're better at it than I am. Grazie, Jeanette, and welcome to the show. You know, you want? All right, I'll do a little roll call real quick. Hey, Flubber Lane, welcome to the show. That's right, we get a lot of different people here at the midnight hour, don't we? It's after hours here at Goof on Kiddarunos. Dry Toast, welcome to the show. Diane Boss, hope you're not sick. To the show. Tacy, not Tracy, hail, welcome to the show. Sapphire Elf, giddy up. Yamanisha. Cindy Boyd, that's a nice appearance. Thank you very much for hanging out tonight. Welcome to the show. Magnolia V12, not V6. How dare you? Welcome to the show. Andrew Fricker. Andrew Fricker. There he is. Welcome to the show. Sky Allen. Sky Allen. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Poner. Houston. Poner. Houston. Poner? Interesting name. All right. Well, if I didn't say your name, Glenn Collins, welcome to the show. It doesn't mean I don't love you if I don't call your name out. It means we got to get going. We got a show to do, and I don't know how much I'm going to do. An hour minimum. Eggneck Face, welcome to the show. Good to see you back. You know what I mean? So we'll just shoot it out and see how the show ends up. Show. I mean, really, is this a show? I mean, what am I doing here? Really, what are we doing here? All I do is I pop up on the monitor, I say, ma, 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 and you guys are, ah, ha, 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 and then I go, rah, 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 and you guys are in the chat going, ba-deep, deep, ba-deep, deep. And then I'm like, UFOs, it's terrible. And you guys are like, no, UFOs are terrible, but great. Ooh, and that's the show. I'll try to make it a little better than that. Starting now. Do, 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 do. It's Henry Mancini. Here's your reminder. That's right. It's September 2nd now, kids.
Left the Department of Defense, ironically enough, to finish the very mission they gave me in the first place.
Oh.
I didn't ask for it. I'm not a UFO guy, not a ufologist. I never have been, I never will be. I'm a counterterrorism and counterespionage guy. I do counterintelligence, counterinsurgencies. That's what I do. And it just so happens that in 2008, I was asked to apply those same skill sets into the UFO community.
That's your daily reminder. Boo-hoo-loo. I didn't ask for it. I didn't want this job. They put me in that UFO room. Didn't I say that? Didn't I say that? I bet you Lou Elizondo got reprimanded. I don't see him as somebody who'll follow the rules. That's just my opinion. My opinion. He might be a great guy. You know, he may not have any blemishes on his military record. I don't know. I think they threw him down in that dungeon to save his career. Look, just do this, and we'll wash away all the other stuff. All right? All right. But I don't want to do it. You're doing it. Dummies. I hate you military guys. Shut up, Lou. Just pedal around the UFO community. Enjoy yourself. Use the skills we taught you for once. Don't wear that hat anymore. All right. That's how I envision his conversations go. Jeremy Corbell says, because you see, always in the news, just on Joe Rogan. Always peddling, always selling. All right. Maybe I'm wrong about Corbell. No, I'm not. Jeremy Corbell says he has a witness that worked on a non-human device that had no markings on it. How convenient. Oh, I love the story already. He knows a guy who worked on something, can't know the guy's name, no markings on the something. Got it. And the guy was working at Lawrence Livermore Laboratories in the 70s. The witness is not ready to go public. And he was convinced that this device was not made by humans. No. Who is Bob Lazar? Wrong answer, McFly. Let's see what Jeremy says. Who is Jack Hewer? That's not even a real name. Bauer. Jack Bauer. That's a TV show 24. Let's hear what Jeremy has to say. Oh, lighten up, Francis. What movie? What movie's that from? Lighten up, Francis. Now you're going to go look it up and say, oh, Stripes. Can't cheat. And it only takes you 10 seconds, so I know you're cheating. Don't cheat. Here we go. Jeremy Corbell saying, we got an object from a guy who won't give us his name, said he worked on something, has no markings. Here we go. I think, what was the shape of it? I think it was blob shape. I don't know. It was shapely.
At Lawrence Livermore Laboratory. He's not ready to break from the fold yet.
How convenient.
He's not ready to do it. But he was working on supercapacitors in the 70s or something. And he said something like, I know the 3 companies that make these. He was given a device with no markings on it, no nothing, and he was to reverse engineer it. He is convinced this was not made by us. It was so efficient, almost 100% efficient. So you get people like that.
What was it?
Like a supercapacitor, is that the word for it?
Superconductor?
Superconductor. So it was just some device that he was, as an electro kind of specialist, was working on. But this is just a one-off story to give you an example.
What exactly is a superconductor?
I don't know, dude. That's what Google's for.
Yeah.
I wish I was smart.
Superconductivity.
I don't know, dude. That's what Google is for. That's what Jeremy says when asked a very simple, you would think, simple question. Right? What a crap thing to say.
He was, as an electro kind of specialist, was working on, but this is just a one-off story to give you an example.
What exactly is a superconductor?
I don't know, dude. That's what Google's for.
I don't know, dude. That's what Google's for, man. I'm from California. I live right by the 404. If you take the 404 and go make a left on Malibu, it'll take you right to Chinatown. Joe's wearing it. All right. Jeremy's, he can't help but be himself. See how he leaks out? I don't know, dude. Just look it up on freaking Google. What is a superconductor? I don't know. I'm just talking about it. What is a superconductor? Dude, Google it. You think I know everything? I'm just telling a story. Calm down, Jeremy. Calm down. All right.
Yeah.
I wish I was smart.
Superconductivity would allow the transfer of energy at, like, they're trying to get it at low temperatures.
Right.
This means an electric current can
right. Yeah. What he said. That's right.
flow, but the electrons are jostled around a bit as they move, so they lose energy as they travel. This jostling is called electrical resistance. In a superconductor, there is zero resistance, and an electrical current can flow perfectly smoothly without losing any energy.
That sounds right.
And so this is something that apparently... So this was something that was just discussed like recently about a superconductor at room temperature, but it's kind of debunked.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I believe it was debunked.
I saw that in the news, yeah.
Was it debunked?
It's been debunked a couple of times. They keep trying to
It's been debunked. And the mentor and friend of Jeremy Corbell just lets him speak it out like it's true. He lets him fall on his own face. Yeah, it's been debunked a couple of times. Well, thanks for telling me, George. Wow, these guys. This is funny. You learn a lot about a relationship the longer you look at it. These guys spend a lot of time together doing their podcast, going on Rogan, doing this and that and the other. You get to learn a lot about the things they say. These guys are out of their mind. Jeremy Corbell just tells Joe Rogan, I don't know, dude. Go look it up on Google. I'm from California, man. We do shit on Google. Hello? Go.
Taking another stab at it.
It's like Chinese propaganda or something.
No, I think they couldn't replicate it or find out what it is.
That's as far. I think that's exactly.
Oh, that's it? Oh, okay. Hey, bring me on over. There we go. So funny. You know, we got a guy. Can't tell you his name. He says he's working at this, working on this thing. It's got no markings on it. Blob shape, I don't know. But when he's ready to talk and break away, we'll let you know. Ooh, I can't wait for this. Imagine, you know why the guy can't break away yet? Got to learn the script. Hasn't figured out the script yet. Got to throw in some, head shakes and body language, fake body language to throw off the scent. You know these guys learn fake body language, right? No, they don't. So, we talked a lot of bit about Lou Elizondo. I was going to play the clip, but it's from Lou Reviews. And I don't trust him. But it's interesting that conversation they had with Lou about the sock puppet accounts. It's sock account. Sorry. So Lou comes on. Rather Be Squidding is there. I don't know if you guys remember this. But Rather asks him, there's a lot of rumors that says you had a secret account under a different name. And have you ever hosted other accounts on UFO Twitter? And Lou says, I'm an intel guy. I collect intel, man. It's not a yes or a no. He's not admitting it or denying that he made these accounts. But then now he says there's a lot of things that people do to confirm or deny evidence to see if something is real or not. So I'm not saying I did, Lou says. Elizondo says. Maybe friends of mine have. Family members have. But collecting intel is what I do. It's always been what I've done. And so, now he says, first of all, I don't like social media. Wow. He sure as hell loved it from what I saw. He goes, I do look at my own Twitter account. It's my only account. I don't have Instagram or anything else. Simply because if people are willing to write Lou, what he says is that there's going to be eyes on it. And no matter what I say, they're going to analyze every single word Lou says. Hold on. He's now saying I will always, he goes, if you go on my Twitter account, you can see my 10 commandments or whatever he calls it. I will always hold myself accountable. Then he said, there have been a few instances where I've said something that was taken the wrong way or miscommunicated, and it was blown way out of proportion. Oh. I'm looking. He goes, yeah, I go out there and listen to what everybody's saying, and no, I'm not just looking. I'm not looking at the drama, he says. People who have questions or concerns, I look at that, he says. He just basically said he didn't deny it. I mean, this is old. Okay, it's over a year old. But it's just entertaining. It just shows you who he is. And people are still talking about it and bringing it up, and people are still hurt by it. I'm over it? No, I'll never be over Macho Grande. What movie? Exactly. Airplane. Over Macho Grande? No, I'll never be over Macho Grande. All right. So you're listening to the midnight broadcast here on Goof On. That's right, everybody. I forgot to keep my personality in check. You see what happens when it gets a little late, kids? You know, you sit there, you smoke a little Shiba, you watch a little movie, you eat a little food. Next thing you know, oh, it's showtime. Forgive me if I'm a little bit out of character. Next, we have a very interesting interview by Shermer, Michael Shermer with Avi Loebster, on the retrieved spherules, the composition, and how the scientific community deals with Avi Loeb's discoveries. I want to say, you know what? I don't care. I want to say it. But I got to listen. It's like a train wreck. It's like a car accident. It's like me being in the hospital. Like goodies all over nurses.
Are highly uncertain. How can you be certain that this meteor was interstellar?
Excellent.
Many meteor scientists claim there still has never been an unequivocal interstellar meteor.
Right. So the criticism here, which was mentioned also in the paper by Peter Brown, was that radar systems are not reliable, especially when operated by the US government. The point is, in the data itself, it says that it was US government satellites. Okay? So it's not radars.
Oh, look at what he found. A little bit of a mistake from the government. NASA, who did this? Avi Loebs looks like he just ate a swaddled canary. He looks so... Look at Shermer. He's like, huh? What? You see the little boy grin? He's so happy. He's just loving the limelight, this guy. So cute.
Okay, so it's when you talk about the Space Force tracking this, it's by satellites, not ground-based.
I mean, I was surprised to see that, but in the light curve, you know, when I looked at the light, when this criticism came up by Peter Brown a couple of months ago, I checked the data again, and I saw the heading of the light curve of the fireball said satellite data. Okay, so you know they. As I say.
All right, they made a mistake. It was like a faux pas, kind of, right? Maybe they meant to say satellite and they accidentally said radar. Same thing almost, right? It isn't, but it is, right? It's tracking something. What does radar do? Bounces back the signal, beep it a bop, right? Right. What was the other one? What was the other one? Radar and what else?
People are guessing what instruments were used, but it's not radar.
Satellite. People are guessing on what kind of... well, maybe, Avi, maybe you could be a little more transparent on what you're doing, scraping the bottom of the ocean floor in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Checked the data again, and I saw the heading of the light curve of the fireball said satellite data. Okay, so you know they, as I say, people are guessing what instruments were used, but it's not radars. only.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe
Okay.
radars were used as well, but it's in addition satellite data.
And then he puts the tongue in his cheek, which to him denotes the end of that. He's done talking about it. That's what that means. Anytime puts tongue in cheek, it's a literal figurative thing. They really feel good about themselves, what they just said when that happens. You ever see people do that? Right? They go, uh-huh. And they know they're right. They're just getting mad, but they put that tongue in their cheek. Oh, man. You know, because they know they're right. Oh. You know? What's that? Oh, what is this? A couple of 10 spotters. Ah. Glenn Croy. Good to see you in the midnight hour. Thank you very much again with another 10. A super dono in the middle of the night. This is unbelievable. Glenn Croy, mucho gusto generoso. Thank you so much for supporting Truthology for ufology. And I say that with my pectorals a little bit. You don't say breasts. You don't say chest. You say pecs. No, I don't even say pecs. I don't like it. Thank you, Glenn. Appreciate it. Mucho gusto generoso. Hey, William Bridges, too, with a 10 spot. How you doing? I'm glad you're here. Yeah, I think you were here a couple of days ago or something, right? Good to see you back in and out. Appreciate the 10 spot for a bucket of balls. Hold on. Ma! I think she said F you. Ma! Yeah, she said F you. Thank you very much, Mr. Bridges. Your order will be ready first thing in the morning. 6 a.m. It's only 5.5 hours, 4.5 hours away. I'll bring him tomorrow night show. Oh, tomorrow's Saturday. Maybe Sunday. I don't know. We'll see what kind of show we're going to do. I want Doc Skinner on my show. I need to hear back from Doc. Come on, Doc. Thank you, Mr. Bridges. Mucho gusto generoso. And you've been around forever. Thank you. Supporting the show. Dorothy! $2 super dono in the middle of the night. La love when there's no light. It's a super dono, don't you know? Thank you, Dorothy. A big sister, mucho gusto generoso super dono. Thank you very much, Dorothy. Can't say it enough. Thank you. Grazie. Hey, Lunar Sparkles is here. How you doing? Hey, who's this guy? Lucas Marsic. What a great name. Cool ass name. How you doing, lovey love? Huh? Fuck. I don't even want to talk about it. Not even going to tell you what just happened. Okay. Next. Because this is... I know you guys don't really care to hear about this stuff. I'm talking about the community, just people doxing people and all this. Everybody's bringing up the old stuff that people did last year when they were doxing all of us. So there's more corroborating evidence now coming out that Rob Heatherly, who was part of the Fist channel, states that doxing is partly what I help him with, meaning Lou Eleganzo. Who is Rob Heatherly doxing people for? Also, Rob says, if something happens to me, This is very concerning. What is happening here? Yeah, who is he talking about, I wonder? It doesn't say it. But he was a little scared, he says. That's what happens when you lie. What is that? What's that? When you lie with the tiger? No, that's Eye of the Tiger. When you lie with the devil. I don't know. But that's what happens. How these people could ever trust Lou Elizondo. It was so easy for Lou. And it's amazing that the Fist and those guys, they still like Lou for some reason. I don't get it. He destroyed a part of the community, made people hate each other. You know, apparently he had 7 to 11 Lou, different sock accounts. I probably talked to him, didn't even know it. That's embarrassing. Well, I'm not the only one who's talking like this. They're doing it. I'm just reporting to you what's out there. I'm not saying anything. All I'm doing is showing you what is going on with Lou. People just can't get over it. Still talking about it to this day. That's what Lou did. And people think this guy was here for what? To be our friends? No. No. To find out what we really thought about what the government was doing, what TTSA was about, what he was about. Look at this. Alien scientists. You guys know who he is. The fight isn't over yet, he says. Don't trust Jeremy Corbell or the government to hand you disclosure. If you want it, we're going to have to work for it. And that's going off of what James Fox said here. The key word here is declassified. They will not be releasing anything compelling at all. Never, never, ever, never. Will need to be forced out of their hands. James Fox talking about the government. Then it says here, Pentagon to release declassified UFOs, videos, and reports on Arrow. Yeah, those are the reports we've already seen and talked about. Nothing new is going up on that at all on Arrow. Not yet. It's nice to see alien scientists speaking that way about Corbell. Guys, we don't need them to be our friends. We don't need them to be in this community. We don't need them to keep spreading the bullshit that they're spreading. So what does that mean? Everybody's lying? Is that what I think? To a degree, yes. Everybody that we see on mainstream media. Grush, I even hate saying his name, told us things we already heard for decades. The government has this. They're hiding the bodies from us over here. Wright Patterson, or it's over there at this place, or it's over here at that place. Nobody knows. We knew at one time, but everything's been so compartmentalized and spread out, broken up. You're not going to find all the pieces to a crash in one location unless they're working on something and trying to reverse engineer it. I don't think they would put all their eggs in one basket. Bob Lazar said there was 9 craft that were kind of near a wall, and some of them were leaned up against a wall. One looked like it had a dome-ish top, just the typical, he said, UFO saucer. These are the things we've heard them talk about. These are the flying saucers because there was an American flag on. They're just trying to trick us. That's all. That's how they put a flag on it. And that's what I know. Come on. All right. You can't. I don't understand why they are known for their horrible. Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp. They're known. I've talked about this every day. They're known for their bullshit. And yet they're still here. They were in skiff meetings. I know. I keep talking about it. Here's an interesting video of an alien walking. Believe it or not. Sadly, this is from Mexico. So, you know what I mean? Let me pull up the video. I think this is it right here. Yeah, that's it. All right. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and go.
Ven ustedes lo siguiente, se trata de la imagen de un supuesto ser
Oh, it's in Hispanic.
allá en el departamento de Tarija. Esta imagen se hizo viral en redes sociales. Nosotros acudimos a un experto y esto dice.
Presta atención a esta imagen.
There it is. Hey! What, I couldn't pause it? You can't pause it.
Se trata de una fotografía que
There
fue
it
tomada en el
is.
río Pilcomayo en Tarija. La fotografía completa es esta.
There it
Se puede
is.
apreciar a una persona en la foto, sin embargo, al fondo aparece una forma extraña. Pareciera un ser de otro planeta.
Is that pareidolia? Or is that a real alien walking?
La imagen se viralizó en las últimas horas y varios usuarios en las redes sociales quedaron sorprendidos. A otros les causó gracia. Y no faltan los que señalan que se trata de Photoshop. Ante esta incertidumbre consultamos
I heard Photoshop.
a un ufólogo sobre el tema.
Tras de él, a orillas del río Pilcomayo.
Is that Ted Danson? Is that Mexican Ted Danson? That's Tedino Danceno.
Está este ser que está paseando o está caminando la orilla del río. En la foto se puede apreciar que es un ser medio...
Yeah. Well, you saw the alien, right? How come we don't get to see the video? Why are there just stills? It says captures it on video, but it's stills. You know why, right? Because it looks like crap. Or it looks real. They don't show it. They don't show the video in motion. You just got pictures. Yeah, it doesn't say. It says photo. And then they show some other UFOs floating around the sky. Oh, man. Yeah, I didn't like that alien. Although it could have been real. I don't think it is. Sorry. Just don't. You know why? Because there was no video. It takes just the same. It's the same. Look, you want to open up your phone? Look, you unlock it, one step. You hit the app, step number 2. Or if you're like me, you only open the phone, and then when you hit step number 2, it automatically goes to camera. And I'm there. It's literally 2 steps to open it and 1 step to start recording. Or if it's on picture, it's 1 extra step to switch it to video. Why do people take pictures? They've got the mechanism in their hand right there. It makes no sense. And I don't like the excuse that they were rushing because it was moving fast, or that's an excuse. Video is the only thing you should be doing. Seriously. Video's the king. Don't take pictures. I mean, unless you have an object that's stationary and you can take pictures the same time you're taking video on 2 different cameras, do that, yeah. Come on. Think, will you? Who's this guy? Is that? It is Death Proof Bum 01 with the £5, 5 quid super dono. Wow. Hey, it's good to see you too. Where you been hiding? Huh? New Year's, my birthday, Valentine's Day, 4th of July, Labor Day. Come on. It's good to see you, man. Thank you for the £5, 5 quid. Nice to see you up and about. Yeah, we did a show earlier. I took it down. I had to go. I had to leave. And I didn't like something in the show. So I removed it. Now, this is part 2 of what we talked about earlier. Thank you very much, Death Proof Bum 01. Sorry, Death Proof Bum 01. Thanks. Good to see you. Mucho gusto, generoso. You've been around forever, too. Death Proof Bum 01 supports the show a lot. All right. Oh, boy. All right. Well, wow. You know, I'm not just doing an hour. I'm going over. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. I was going to do a whole show on that. So, all right, Mick West. Let's see what he's got here. Oh, well, this is the one I was talking about earlier tonight. Mick West says, well, let me pull it up. He says, one way we know that the gimbal is a light artifact, hold on, is the light patterns in the sky rotate when it rotates. How's that, you ask? I'm not so sure. Look at this. Oh my goodness. See what he's doing? I think it was better smaller. So that's it. What I see is the pixelation going with it. That's what I see. I don't see the whiteness turning with it. And whatever's turning with it, I see it as the pixelation. You know, this video will always be a mystery until it isn't. Until someone, some way, gets the actual... I think it's a drone. I really do. I do. I think it's 10 miles away, maybe 20. I don't care what the heads-up display shows. I think that whole thing is messed up. Even the audio, I think the whole thing's a setup. But that's just me. I don't like it. And not because it's hard to debunk. I don't think it... I think if we found out exactly how that's happening, I think we'd be really dejected. Like, oh my God, how did we not think of that? You know what I mean? You would think Mick West would have thought of everything, and all these other guys who are real technical and have degrees and all that stuff, right? Until further notice. All right. Well, I am always up to play Joe Rogan. This time he's got, you know who, Knapp and Corbell on. I know. Ignasium, right? You sick of it? Oh, well. Too bad. Let's take a listen. No, you'll like it. You'll see. Oh, you... I already have an account. Hold on. Log in. Log in. Remember me? There we go.
Day, Joe Rogan podcast by night, all day.
Atmosphere, and we can't control it. We can't.
That's what I know. I know that there are people in government that want some level of disclosure on whatever this is without defining it. Just there should be oversight. So I know that to be true.
Okay. First thing out of his mouth. What did he say that was ridiculous? I'll replay it. I'm just going to drink some dinner. I'll replay it. Listen how ridiculous he is. What he says here.
That's what I know. I know that there are people in government that want some level of disclosure on whatever this is.
Some level of disclosure. I don't understand where they're so different. They think so differently than I do. I don't know how it happens, but you can't have some sort of disclosure. You either have it or you don't. You can't be a little pregnant. You can't have a little disclosure. I created that line. Everybody's using it. Swear to God, I've been saying it since the first show I ever did. I like it. I'm taking credit for it. Nobody else said it but me. I just heard George Knapp say it a few weeks ago on Weaponized. That to me is amazing in itself. You think he came up with that all on his own? No, he watches Goof On nightly. Thanks, George. I know you watch. I don't hate you. I just wish you weren't with this kid. That's all. I wish you can get away. You wish you can get away from him too, but you're locked in. I get it. I hear you. I see the body language. You can call me anytime.
Without defining it, just there should be oversight. So I know that to be true. There are good people that think that people are running amok and there must be oversight, not just financially, but if these types of technologies actually exist.
Right. Who's in control of them and why? And
Yeah.
who has access to them and why?
I mean, we have a history of disinformation and misinformation put out to the public and to Congress by the intelligence community, by the Pentagon. They lie all the time. It's part of the...
Don't you find it ironic? Don't you? How they're talking about the government, how they always lie. The Pentagon, lie, liars. Meanwhile, it's calling the black kettle dark. That's how you know they're all friends. Because they can talk like this and get away with it. Because they know it's all part of the script. What narrative, whatever you want to say. I think Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp were given an assignment or assignments. They're on their own. And I think they have some direction and some help with somebody on the inside that can get them interviews and sometimes stories. And I'm even betting that that's where they get their UFO sightings from. It's funny, we haven't seen a sighting since the Palms 29 Palms one. How many months? Has it been 3 months yet? Let's skip a little forward in here and see what they're talking about.
Side, I can know it, but you can't. Dad can know, but mom and the kids can't know. I don't like that.
Yeah,
I'd like to be able to know myself.
I don't like it either, but why do they think that society would collapse?
There was a Brookings Institute study that was done in 1960 where they looked at it. And, well, let's say it was confirmed that we came out and admitted that extraterrestrials are here. And they speculated, in looking at sociological matters, that social institutions would collapse. Do people want to still pay their taxes? Do they want to go to work? It was so overwhelming. The fact that we, a lesser species, have been discovered by something more intelligent. We know from human history how that works out. When the Europeans come to North America, we know what happens to the people who are already here, the less developed society. They collapsed. They were wiped out. And I think that was the projection of that study. The only way to get around that, they said, is to prepare for it over a long period of time, to condition folks to get ready for it. Now, I don't know if there was ever a policy where they instituted that, but it kind of looks like it. All the UFO and alien movies and TV shows and X-Files this and books and reports and children's cartoons, it almost looks like we've been conditioned to get ready for it over.
It sure as hell does. Hey, Leadfoot, how you doing, man? Nice to see you as a member for a month. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'm glad you used your comment there. Good to see you. Hope things are well. Thank you for hanging out, too. I appreciate it. Red Panda Koala. How did I miss you? You put that in a minute ago. I'm sorry, I didn't see it. That's bizarre. Thank you for the $5. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Keep searching for truth. Red Panda Koala. It has been a long time. Glad to see you. Thank you for the $5 support. Hey, how come I'm like half the screen over here? There we go. Well, you have a great weekend too. Sorry I didn't see your super chat till now, but thank you very much. Hope you were here to see me say that. Hope you were here to hear me, see me say that. Something like that. Anyway, best of luck. Hope everybody's doing well and have a great weekend yourself. Eguj. I said eguj. All right, where are we here? We're not even an hour in. And look at all the information that's been spewed out. Can you believe it? It's amazing what GoofOn gives. Really. I don't know. All right. I want to play this video. And then I got to show you something disgusting. Oh, never mind. I'll just show you something disgusting. So you guys know that guy, the fist, you know? Did you see how disgusting this guy really is? I'm doing it tonight. I don't give a I have to show these things because he is never going to be on the good side. He's definitely on the bad list. So here's a video that was put out by Lou Reviews. I'm not going to play the video. I'm just going to show you some stills. So it says here, an executive producer from, that's the name of his shit show, Disclosure Tonight, has admitted Thomas is directed by Lou Elizondo to research, harass, and dox skeptics, researchers, scientists, lawmakers, and people who ask questions around the new UFO narrative. Isn't that nice? That's nice, isn't it? Now, I had Fessler on my show, ripping Lou Elizondo apart, calling him a fraud, calling him a liar. And then he goes and becomes friends with the guy a month later, right? Then a year later, apologizes to me for all the things that he did. And then just 3 weeks after that, he's mad at me again because I disrespected David Grush. Well, yeah, because he's not a real whistleblower. If that's disrespecting him, then oops. Then I did. So you don't get this. You don't get an even keel with the fist. No, you don't. You get the craziest roller coaster ride that a corkscrew wouldn't even describe it. But let me show you some disgusting stuff. I can't play these clips. But he gets food. He starts eating, then a bug flies around him and he squashes it with his hand, shows it on the camera, and without missing a beat, does this and then goes back to eating without washing his hands with the remnants, and you can see the squashed bug guts. It looks real. But here he is bringing food in. I mean, who does this while he's doing an interview with somebody called in, I think. You know, and then here he is making a meal. And then he hears a bug flying around. And, you know, then he squishes it. And now he's going to show us. And then he wipes it off. And then he goes back to eating. It really is absolutely white, disgusting trash. No, seriously, it is. It's disrespectful to the people. Like, when I turn my screen off, when I have guests on, I vape, I cough, I take a drink. I don't like to do that stuff on camera. I would rather the circle appear like this than people watching me vape. And I try not to. When I have guests on, I try my best not to. But when we have 8 or 9 people, it's easier for me to hide. I'm a little square. I can go off, you know, and do my thing for 30 seconds. You know, that's why I like having people on. I get to vape. I get to do whatever I want in the background while you guys are talking. It's fun for me. And I'm listening to everything. But you don't just bring out a dish full of food, cut up your meat and potatoes, and kill a bug and wipe it on your food. While this is the level of respect that he doesn't have for the UFO community. That's why the fist is fake. Everything about that show, everything about that guy, everything about him, it's not real. He's not here for the greater good. How do I know? Jesus. Because he's a backstabber. And he's a liar. That's how I know. All right. I know. Now, throughout history, ufology was built on a lot of claims. A lot of people made a lot of claims, right? Linda Moulton Howe. She's got 1 million stories. Hardly any proof to any of them. But man, is she good at telling those stories. She's got some good ones, right? That's why she does well. Not only that, Linda Moulton Howe laid the groundwork out early on for cattle mutilations and crop circles. So she was in the thick like nobody's business back in the 80s and 90s. She was the shit. Everybody loved Linda. Richard Dolan. I'm not a big fan. Never have been. But really not a fan anymore. But I have to bring him up because the guy still seems relevant. People still want to talk to him. And I ask you this. What has he done for ufology lately? Since I've been in this field, Dolan was already here. Other than the Wilson files, other than those, nothing. The guy's a historian, and people like the way he speaks. He looks like he's credible, and all that stuff. He fits the Matrix's role for ufology as that guy. Michael Schratt is exactly Richard Dolan, but just a little different. They're the same. They both have glasses. They both speak relatively the same way. Very direct in how they speak, very good English, very proper. They have the same almost influx, same tone. It's amazing. They're both historians. It's amazing how that works in this field. I'm still looking for my doppelganger in this field. Thank God, so far there isn't. I know. Throw your hands up in the air and say, hallelujah. But those two have been around as long as Greer. They're still going. Greer's making more money than he ever has in this field. I'm sure of it. He's in the thick of things. Now, the weird thing about the whistleblowers and all that stuff, he seemed to have gotten a lot of credibility over the years for that NPC thing he did in 2001 with all the whistleblowers. And then just recently, part 2. And the whistleblowers were okay. We've heard similar stories like that before. No good evidence. Nothing to write home about. Nothing really. But what I don't understand is, with all of Greer's connections and, what does he say? Briefing presidents, right? I briefed Bill Clinton. That's his famous claim to fame. I briefed Bill. Maybe you did. Maybe you handed him a book that said UFOs of today. Take a look at this, Bill. Where are you going, Bush? I have something I need you to read. Why are you going this way? Why are you going this way? I'm sure. But if Greer is who he says he is, why isn't he in a skiff meeting? Why isn't he sitting down behind the first, behind those whistleblowers? Corbell? I could see Knapp being as a real investigative journalist, but Corbell? It really doesn't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, something is wrong. So you've got Linda Moulton Howe, Greer, Dolan. They're all around the same time. Grant Cameron. Same thing. Grant Cameron is still out there talking about UFOs, fighting the good fight, believing in, the woo more than any ufologist should. Grant Cameron lost his way. I don't know when, 8, 9, maybe 10 years ago, when he went from the nuts and bolts guy to the spiritual, esoteric stuff. You can't see shit. You know what I mean? You can't see anything. No evidence. He went from all the evidence he can gather to no evidence. And not only that, he used to say, it's all about the music. It's what aliens are about. It's about the music. What music? Theirs. Huh. All right. And then I don't know if it was him, but remember they tried decoding with music some of the crop circles. Not a bad idea. Came up with some weird things and strange sounds. If this crop circle, was turned into music, it would sound like this. It was so bizarre. I mean, anybody could have done. A 6th grader could have put that together. It would have been better. All right. And let's see. Oh, who else do we got? Gary Nolan. What do I have? I've got something I got to play about him. This guy, what was it, 12 years ago? He was approached by Greer, or Greer needed to talk to him about somebody in the CIA. The CIA then met with Nolan about his invention on how, you can see the brain much easier with the invention he came up with, which was really cool. And the government was wanted to get involved with that. And the story is they wanted to use his techniques to study the brains of people who got close to aliens or UFO tech. Remember? Remember? It's a pretty big thing for Gary Nolan. Huge. Couldn't be happening to a nicer guy. However, since that relationship came to fruition with the CIA a dozen or so years ago, let me ask you this. And I think you know where I'm going to go with this. Same question. What has Gary Nolan done for ufology lately? What has he done? That's what I thought. Crickets. Gary P. Nolan. And the P is not for professor. That guy has been riding the coattails of everybody he knows in this field. Gary Nolan should not be talking about UFOs the way he's talking about them. And let me tell you something, not only him, Travis Taylor as well. These guys are smart. Very, very smart guys. They've got degrees and shit, right? They're smarter than I am in some things. But sadly, their bullshit is easy to read. Very easy to see. They wear it like a badge because they're humans. And their body language says it all. And they make some pretty stupid comments too. Travis Taylor. What is he? Is he an astrophysicist? Well, let me tell you this. All these people who have degrees in science, in physics, in math, have less credibility than all of you. You want to know why? Because they don't have anything to study. There's no UFOs to look at and work on. You think Gary Nolan's going to work on a UFO? You think Travis Taylor is looking at reverse engineering a UFO? You think those guys are in the know? Hell no. Hell no to the no, no, no. No. They're not. So their degrees mean shit until there's something to measure. I love it when I see Travis. He sees a bug, calls it a UFO, and then says it went 1,000 miles an hour and 6 miles in 1 second. Meanwhile, it was a bug. You can see the flapping of the wings. Woo! Look at this right here. Now, if I was to measure this, it says it went 1,000 miles per hour. So that means it went 6 miles in 1 second. Woo! I love me Skinwalker Ranch. Frauds. I'm going to show you something that I enjoy whenever it pops up in my feed. This makes me very happy. The reaction on people's faces It's really a magical thing, and I'm envious of this person because I have no skills like this. And I would love it if I could do this to somebody. Love this.
Excuse me, miss. I drew you.
Oh my, wait, this is so fun.
Thank you so much.
So good.
Thank you. I love your shirt.
Thank you. I like your drawing.
Thank you. Oh, you're so nice. What's your name?
It's Chris.
Chris? Okay. I'm Devon. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great day. Excuse me, miss.
He's really good too. He's very good. I mean, it really looks like her. I loved her reaction though. I love those videos. I don't know how he can draw that fast. He did this guy with dreadlocks. Like they were just on the train, I think it was, or a bus. And he's like, "Hey man, I drew you." And the guy's like, "What?" It's like, how? You know, you can see them like it's amazing because it is. I wish I was that gifted. That would be fun. All right. I haven't looked at this yet. No, hold on. Backtrack. Jurassic erase. Erase that last comment, please. Can we have a fist reaction, please? It's gone. Okay. I'm going to talk about this place called the Sol Institute. Have you heard of it? SOL? The Sol Institute. We'll talk about that in a minute. Hold on. I don't like it. Oh, I don't like it. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, here we go. All right, let's see. The UAP question is becoming a key issue amongst those who may become presidential candidates. We need political pressure on this topic, or it's in danger of it going nowhere. Chris Christie made a joke, as you know, during the debate about UFOs. The issue has been raised by credible and decorated members of our military and is currently being investigated by Congress. We deserve a government that stops lying to its people and just comes clean about what we know about UFOs. Right? That's what we need. But it won't matter. Doesn't anybody understand this? I don't get how people can't figure this out without having to make an issue over it. It doesn't matter if you get people in the government, because as soon as it gets to that area where evidence may be displayed for the public, the kibosh is going to be put on that like you wouldn't believe. There's no way whoever's in charge would let that happen. No way. It'll never happen. And I'm sorry about that. I really am. All right. So Kirkpatrick speaks. This is from ABC News. I was just looking at this. This is Nightline? I don't think I could play this. Hold on. Oh, it's ABC News. Then it says Nightline. I should be able to play a news, right? I don't know. We'll do the best we can.
At the Pentagon.
I'm a long-term intelligence officer, scientist, and military officer.
You know what I didn't like? Did you hear it? Let me play it again for you. Oh, come on.
I'm a long-term intelligence officer, scientist, and military officer.
Long-term intel officer. Great. Another Lou. See, they are putting people in these roles that scare me. And I mean, because the truth will never come out with these guys in power.
Intelligence officer, scientist, and military officer.
Military officer.
Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, in his first television interview after a year on the job, told us...
Yeah, that's Nightline. I can't play it. Yeah. Damn it. I'll put the link to that in the show description, though. If it was just ABC News and it didn't say Nightline, I could play it. But it's not. It's from ABC News channel, and I can only play seconds. Okay. Red panda koala. Wait a second. This has got to be a coincidence. There's a tweet from NASA's Most Wanted, UAP Mike, and it says, hey, or to Red Panda Koala. They're saying Red Panda Koala is really delusional and believes there's an international investigation of UFO Twitter harassment, including the UK, Canada, and the US, NASA specifically, thinking there's some cabal. Isn't there? There isn't? I thought that was real. I did. I thought that was really happening. Oh, man. Well, let's hear what they said, man. This is interesting. I can't believe this just happened. Is Red Panda still here?
I've asked for evidence, right? I'm willing to go here and chase down some of these things that you're claiming.
He's
right?
unemployed, by the way. He lives with his parents.
Can you tell me what countries you think are involved in these investigations and what organizations from those countries or what entities from those countries would be involved?
And Red Panda's unemployed. He lives with his mom and dad in the basement.
I don't know the exact entity.
Okay. Do you hear that guy on the side? Oh, he lives with his parents. Like, that is one of the first cut downs I've ever heard on the internet. You live with your parents? And when I showed them I didn't, they shut up. But it is amazing to me the level of intellect that has literally entered into our field. And they're Red Panda, I've listened to this. He tries his hardest to maintain his cool and everything, does. It just gets shellacked by whoever that's speaking. All right, let's listen.
But I know Canada and the UK. And
Canada
to your
and
first
UK.
point,
His mom actually bought his graphics card.
the NASA. What did you say? My mom bought my graphics card.
Correct.
At the NASA first hearing, they themselves said that the NASA security team is investigating this, and Nadia Drake, the daughter of famed astronomer Frank Drake, specified that it was harassment coming from UFO Twitter. Okay, so you're saying, again, based on this conference, you have established as fact that there is a NASA investigation of harassment from their security team from UFO Twitter people. Not just from the conference, but also from Nadia Drake. So no, okay, but related from UFO Twitter people, there is a current investigation from a NASA entity. That is my understanding, correct?
All right. And let's say red panda koala is wrong, right? Sometimes you don't get the truth right away. Sometimes you do the research, you look everywhere, and it's a new story, and you're not sure if it's real or fake, but since nobody's claiming anything yet, you assume it's real. You go out and you make the comment, and then maybe some news later comes down and says, oh, the statement that was made by NASA has been false. You know, it's a fake account, it was hacked, or whatever they want to say. But this is the level of it's that side of ufology. It's a very mean side, by the way. Very mean side. They stab each other in the back. Never mind. I've seen it myself. It's just unbelievable. It really is sad. It's just like, well, what amazes me is how people get so upset about things we say. It's like you can't control yourself. What do you care what I say? What do you care what anybody says? Unless they believe in the liars and they're supporting those people. Then they go after you, which still makes no sense. It's like, why are you going to attack me? I'm not attacking you. I didn't go on your channel, your show, or anywhere you talk and speak your mind. I didn't go in there and said, you're wrong. You're an idiot. I bet your mom bought your graphics card. I wish she did. It's $200, I think. I bought it. Actually, you guys did. You guys did during the lockdowns. Or was it before? I think it was right before the lockdowns I got this computer. It's holding up wonderfully, except for and the power button works all of a sudden. Don't ask me how. All right, I got to show you this. This is another fake video created by TikToker and 3D artist Franklin Gladson, but people are reposting it as legit, and this is a complete fake. Now, the funny thing is, I've seen people make comments on this video saying, that's real. There's no way that's CGI. Even though the guy said he faked it, people don't believe it. Because they say it looks too good. It would take too long. I don't like when people say that. People have all the time in the world, that sit behind computers. If it took them 50 hours, that's not a lot of time to them to make a viral video. Here it is. This is fake. It's not real. So for those of you who have seen this video and think it's legit, it isn't.
As Forças Armadas dos Estados Unidos derrubaram um objeto não identificado que sobrevoava o estado do Alasca nesta sexta-feira, dia 10 de fevereiro. Testemunhas afirmaram que o objeto tinha forma cilíndrica como mostra no vídeo. Já o porta-voz do governo dos Estados Unidos confirmou a ação em um pronunciamento e que o objeto foi abatido por ordem do presidente Joe Biden. As únicas informações do governo foi que o objeto voava a uma altitude que o tornava uma ameaça potencial para aeronaves civis. Não se sabe a origem dele. O tamanho não é semelhante ao do balão chinês que foi derrubado no território dos Estados Unidos na
All I kept hearing was Poseidon and Biden. Biden. Anyway. Oh! All right, we've got more lies being spewed. And if it isn't B, Rose cuckold. Here's what he says. This is not a lie. This is how you know people are lying to you. This is why I don't like this journalist. Ready? Here's what he said. What I've been told would cause panic if I said it. What are you going to do? Yell fire in a movie theater? Give me a break. How many times have we heard people say this? See, this is what's funny about Rose Cuckold. She thinks she's smarter than the rest of us. People have gone this route before. It's not new, Rose. You know how many times people say that? Greer says it every month. If I was to tell you things that I heard today, the world would be in a frenzy. The stock market would crash. You know? He claims he was told that these things or one of these species is actually us after we have cracked time travel. They are the ones who tamper with our nuclear facilities. Oh boy. They are here because we will have a nuclear war. Ross states throughout that this is what he is being told, and he is reporting it. He is not sure what to believe, but I have heard multiple journalists state a timeline. Why? Why? You know what? I'm not going to let them hurt me anymore. Unbelievable. It is. It's unbelievable. How can you not sit there and just laugh? Everybody says that who's looking for an angle for their next big thing, you know. I know things, and if I said things, and if you knew what I knew, and if I told you what I heard, when does it ever end? You never guess what I heard. If you knew what I knew, if I said what they told me, again, what they told me, what I heard, it's hearsay. Who cares? Let them tell us. I don't want to hear it from you. Nobody likes you. You and your pointiness. Why don't you go become a sundial someplace? Unbelievable, this guy. Terrible. Just terrible. I'm terrible for saying all those things. You bet I am. And you know why I don't care? Because they deserve it. They're lying. How do you know? Oh, we already saw Mitch McConnell freeze, right? Richard Geldreich talks about Mick West's flaws. He says about one of them, we already know that 90% of sightings are mistakes, hoaxes, natural phenomena, etc. In those few percent of sightings, like the ones over aircraft carriers, atomic reactors, testing grounds, etc., that we really care about, Debunking lulls us to sleep. Do you understand what that guy's saying? He's saying he doesn't want to know the truth because it's putting him to sleep. It's boring. It's tiring. So he doesn't want to know the truth. You would rather celebrate your ignorance than know the truth. Amazing. That's my God. That is exactly that side of ufology in a nutshell. What this guy says exactly is what the problem is. They don't like it when we ask for evidence, right? We're smelly, swiny, squealing pigs, right? Ziegfugel with the words. Those are words of encouragement, right? And what else? And this guy, I don't know, there's somebody else who said something. Who was it that said that? It was Brandon Fugel. And then I don't know who else said it. They said it almost verbatim. I think it was Travis Taylor who said it. Somebody like that. But we're a problem because we want evidence. We ask for evidence, and it's bad. And when we try to figure out what's on video, and instead of just saying, "Oh, yeah, that's a Tic Tac. What a great capture," instead of saying, "Is that a contrail, or did it just reflect light, or you know what I mean?" God forbid you raise those questions. They lose their minds. Why? Because you're killing the dream. I don't care. Why would you want to live in a lie? It makes no sense. Okay. Well, UFO crash retrievals is all the rage right now. Everybody's talking about it. Check this out. This comes from B.A. Crisp, I believe, on Twitter. It is on X. And he says, "This what I think it is? UFO crash retrievals from 1894 to 1989? Let's take a look, shall we?" It's hard to see. I can't zoom in. But look at all of these. This is amazing. 16 bodies in this one. Columbus, Ohio, 30-foot. United States Air Force saucer project. 3 bodies. Here's another one, 3 bodies. Mr. Towley was shown a movie of a downed UFO and 3 aliens that crashed in New Mexico. Wow, this can't be real. This is real. Look at this. July 72, Barberton, Ohio, unknown. Physical glass fragments. What's this one? Labor Day, 1977, Ocotillo, California. 1 body? Question mark. John Peel founds air wreckage, unusual blue tinted glass type material, an unknown metal similar to and like a miniature humanoid flight suit, pressure something. This is amazing. Waiting with anti-UFO weaponry, the van emitted a pulsating light beam that disabled the UFO. That's in Long Island, New York. Here's one from Corkery Road, Carp, Ontario, Canada. 3 bodies? A landed UFO was confronted by joint Canadian-American forces. 2 AH-64 and 1 UH-60 helicopter launched 16 Veran missiles downwind sick from UFO, which killed the occupants immediately. 50, it says here, read the UFO, 50 nuclear warheads and box of chip imp something. Here's one that says Nellis Air Force Army Range, Gunnery Range, 9 saucers, Bob Lazar. See how funny they put that one at the bottom? You wouldn't even know it if you were just glancing over this. But look what they do here at the bottom. This to me is like an Easter egg. It's their way of saying all of this is bullshit. See, don't you think it would be wise of the government to make up false reports? Yeah. Yeah. Susie, watch this. Susie, you know the Roswell crash, dear. All right. Can you put that down as a weather balloon now, sweetheart? Yeah, it's time to change the narrative. All right, sweetie. Bye-bye. And that's how it happens. Now you change the narrative. What the? Felt like there was something was like doing this, poking on me. That's why I'm like, I want to see it. We're hanging out at midnight. It's goof on. It's after hours. Where are you right now? Are you in your car? Are you at home? Are you in the living room? Are you in a tent in the backyard? Are you looking for Bigfoot? Well, if you are, stay clear of here. What else we got for you guys? Oh, a claim. What? Hold on. How'd this happen? I have a tweet in here for today's show, mixed in with all the tweets of today and other stuff that I got ready for the show. I emailed them to myself, so I know where to find everything very easily. It's a good system. Here's one that is from, it says July 21st this year. How? And it's an old tweet, and it says, a claim was made by Representative Tim Burchett that NASA backed out of the UAP hearing next week. Let me see if it opens. It opened. July 20. Why would this be? I don't understand. This is like time travel shit right here. My God. That is weird. There's no reason for that to be there. Yeah, it's mixed in. I have probably 70 emails each day. Probably 50 yesterday. I didn't get a lot today. All right. All right. The Saul Institute. Have you ever heard of it? I was going to do a show about this. Did I? I don't think I showed us. Did I? Did I already talk about this? All right. Something's going on with it. Let me pull you in. I'll show you what we're doing. Yeah, I don't know what happened here. This is it? Oh my God, that's terrible. This is awful. That's the home page. That's where you land. Look, you scroll down. If I didn't scroll, I would have left. The Saul Foundation welcomes serious inquiries about our work. Messages about supporting the foundation should be directed to gifts. Queries from academics and scientists about research collaborations should be directed to Dr. Nolan or Dr. Scaffish, both of whom can also discuss partnership proposals from corporate, government, and religious entities. People. Ah, ah, what is this? Come on. What is this? All right, what's about? Science policy and public education for a post. Listen to this. The time has come for serious, well-funded, there you go, and cutting-edge academic research into the nature of UAP and their broad cosmological and political implications. Such a claim would have been beyond the pale of respectability just 5 years ago, but the U.S. government's recent and continued acknowledgments of UAP have changed them from a subject unworthy of academic consideration into a scientific and intellectual problem of unfathomably broad stakes. Now that UAP are considered real enough by Congress to be addressed with federal legislation, we are forced to consider the broad consequences of this for the future of science, technology, economy, politics, law, religion, culture, and all other human institutions and endeavors. The Saul Foundation is accordingly established itself as a premier center for UAP research. Under the direction of academic and government experts already professionally engaged in the study of UAP, the Foundation is assembling teams of noted specialists in the natural sciences, the social sciences, the humanities, and engineering, information science, and other technologically focused disciplines. Collectively, these teams will undertake rigorous, methodical, and cutting-edge inquiry into UAP and their implications, as well as help set the agenda for UAP studies. Here we go. To help fund and set a clear direction for the initial 25 years of public research related to UAP, non-human intelligences, and the implications of their existence for human understanding of nature, society, technology, and politics. In this, the Foundation intends to be the leading source of the best scientific, intellectual, and policy research on the issue. What is this? To help fund and set a clear direction for the initial 25 years of public research related to UAP. What does that mean? Does that mean they want funding for the next quarter century? I thought we were on the cusp of disclosure, Gary. I'm a little confused. To help fund and set a clear direction for the initial 25 years of public research related to UAP. It can't be more clear than that. That's Saul's work and mission statement. Unbelievable. This is awful. It's just another way for them to make money. Donations into this. And what? You just ask questions? Yeah, you can ask us anything you want about our work. Messages about supporting the Foundation should be directed to blah, blah, blah. Queries from academics and scientists about research collaborations. Boy. I don't like it. Terrible. Phantom. that's it for tonight. I want to thank everybody who hung out, stayed this late, enjoyed a little after-hour fun here at Goof On. And by golly, we'll be back maybe tomorrow, maybe Sunday, or maybe Sunday, maybe both, I don't know. But I want to thank everybody for hanging out. Let me check, see if anything came through on PayPal. It looks like there was one. Oh, there was. Jeanette. $12.07. Oh, I hope you're still around. I'm sorry. You sent that a long time ago. It says yesterday. So I'm not sure if I already said thank you, but thank you everybody for hanging out. I know. She's probably asleep. It's 6 a.m. 7 a.m. over there. We'll be back this weekend. Just keep an eye out for stuff. Thank you, everybody. It was fun. And what do we do here? Oh, that's right. We do truthology for ufology. For you. That's right. So be safe this weekend, okay? I want to see you guys again. Be kind to each other. And alien bless.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. God have mercy on your soul.
Control life. Warning. Warning. Failure. Control life. Warning.
Unidentified flying object.